ESEA.
We're back and I'm here, center stage with everyone and all the fans around us as Liquid take a dominant first map away from MIBR. And I've managed to find a Liquid fan and an MIBR fan. They're a rare breed out here amongst all the Astralis shirts that are everywhere. And Andreas, I'm gonna start with you. Crazy first map.
Yep.
Do you think it's gonna be that convincing on Overpass? We know that MIBR can be kind of strong on it.
It's going to be an easy 2-0 for Liquid.
Okay. Oh, we got some Liquid fans in there. It's a mixed bag. What about you, my friend? Where do you think this is going to go? Do you think MIBR are going to claw it back? They've got all the experience, right?
Definitely gonna go to the third map.
Okay. Oh, this is a really split crowd. All right, crowd, give me a second then. Which way do we think this is going to go? Liquid for map 2? What about MIBR? Okay, I think MIBR slightly win that here, but I've got a question for you, because if Liquid do get through, and you're Danish, is it Astralis or Liquid you're choosing?
I have no idea. I don't know what I'm going to do.
What about you?
Gonna have to go with the Danish blood.
Hey, and I'm sure we got some Astralis fans in here, right? Stunner, back over to you.
Thanks very much, man. And you know, honestly, hearing that is a little heartwarming, but what's even more heartwarming is this. Thinking about the library that Fallen wanted last year, this time school is in session, and it's gonna be teacher Naf that's really delivering that sermon. Moreover, 16-2 is not where you wanna start if you are MIBR in the situation.
That was a clinic, right? You know, we spoke about, they did an interview, Fallen said it's gonna be like a chess match. If anything, that felt like they were playing checkers, while they, over on Liquid side, they're doing like FNS's 4D chess.
Yeah.
They were steps and steps ahead.
Enough, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, it was definitely not anything in the likes of what I was expecting it to be, for sure. What really was interesting to me, especially, was the fact that I think maybe there could be like a sense of security they've got through like practice games. So since they were not able to get much in middle, they ended up getting into these late round situations, weird scenarios where they didn't really have any utility left anymore, and then kind of have to plummet into the bomb site with like 20-15 on the clock. Ended up in a lot of crossfire situations where they didn't really even know exactly where the CTs were resided.
And Chad, I mean, maybe we could start to make an easier mental image here, perhaps even putting an image out there altogether. What do you got for us?
We have an example of exactly that point. These limbo periods that they were putting themselves in late round was not the right place to be. We can set the scene on this one. If you just take a look here, you can see there's 27 seconds left on the clock. Not a lot, all things considered. Down here, there are 3 players. 1, 2, 3 making their way up through middle. 1 coming squeaky, and Cold Zero's over here with the bomb. He's going to come in late through squeaky door. So as we play this out, we can just notice how Elige is going to play to disrupt. You have to keep your vision down here. He's going to push on out and grab a kill in that part of the map. And at this point now, the bomb site is free, right? The bomb site is completely free. We can actually change the camera over. There's no CTs here, but you can watch the Ts and how many different positions that they're having to clear. They have to clear quad, they have to look towards A main, they have to clear forklift. And at this point here, they're all pivoting their heads everywhere, right? You've got to look towards truck. They're still worried about someone potentially hiding towards the back of the site. Someone could peek from A main at any point, and they need to plant the bomb. Middle is where all this action goes down. So you can see where all of the players from MIBR are looking. As we play this out, you can see they all get caught in transition, dying from mid. Another one eventually looks on over. Molotov falls, but then Cold Zero is just going to die to that Molotov. So these are the rounds with the pressure on the clock, and we also critiqued them for this earlier in the tournament, that they're putting so much pressure on themselves in these late round situations that if anything goes wrong, the round falls away.
And another point to be taken in that one is Taco managed to get that 2 kills from Z Connector. The first one is okay, but the second one is Ferg just literally, there's like a 2-3 second gap there.
Yeah.
He's just watching towards car. And I mean, I'm not sure if that's like a faulty communication, what's happening there, but Ferg definitely not paying attention into what's happening. And he falls down, and then obviously it just falls down like a house of cards.
I mean, there's no way you can make up for that margin of error, that room for error when the timer starts fighting, right? Because you can't win against the timer. And one guy that we're having a hard time winning against, if anyone's plowing up against Liquid, would have to be Twist. And I think we're going to get a chance to hear from him. Let's hear what he's got to say.
What an incredibly dominant performance from Liquid as they take map 1 on Cash. I've got Twist joining me, and not only did you guys put up a crazy scoreline, but you guys were winning all the head-to-head duels. Is this just a case of you guys feeling confident beyond belief? Because they couldn't even win the 1v1s, right?
Oh yeah, we really want this event more than like anything right now. So, and Cash is like statistically our best map, and we knew we were gonna pick it, and pretty one-sided.
All right, so going into Overpass, right? Okay, this is a map where you guys have had mixed bag results on it. It's not, say, the best map for you. It's a strong map for MIBR. But do you think you've done enough now to really push them down? Because they looked completely out of that game.
Yeah, I think what was happening before with us on Overpass is like we just didn't know how to really play it as a team. Like we haven't practiced it enough, but after rewatching like our own stuff and like figuring it out, we're happy with how it is right now, and we're prepared for them.
Now, you said just then as well, you wanted this so much. You've had that win in Malta. You want to go and take this here. That means you must be already thinking ahead to the whole Astralis matchup. But do you think this is going to be a 2-0 now against MIBR?
Yeah, that's the plan. I mean, of course, like I said with Navi, they've been in this position before as a team. I mean, that core of players were the best for a long time. So they know how to make a comeback. But we're planning on not letting that happen.
Let's see if you don't let it happen. Thank you very much for your time. What an absolutely crazy first map. Let's get into map 2 as soon as possible. Stunner, back to you.
18 and 11 are the numbers that Twist boistered in that first map of play over on Cash. But it's now time to direct our attention to the second map of Overpass, where this could be a completely different tale.
Yeah, for sure. And I think MIBR picking the T side on Cash and then going with a very slow approach is something which is problematic because they couldn't really get into the game. They're relying on late round situations. As mentioned in the interview, they're losing all the duels. Now we move on to their map, and this is where Liquid in Malta were able to snap their losing streak. I think they were 0-5 on LAN the last 3 months from that point, and then they won 2 in a row to win the tournament. They had to be big and they had to be NRG. No slouches on this map. I mentioned NRG. MIBR have also beaten that team on this map in this tournament. So contrasting, you look at those factors, but Liquid have warmed up and they get to start on the CT side.
Yeah, for MIBR, it's still, for them, it's about establishing a map, right? I mean, they've obviously, they couldn't go for that Inferno one, considering that it's such a 50-50 map in this matchup, so they go for that stretch, they take Overpass. It's been a great map for them back in the day, so this is interesting considering the context that they've just got a beating in Cash, and now they really got to be able to play a much, much better T-side here to start things off with. Let's
give it a little more context. Chad, do what we have to do as we start to look into Overpass.
Yeah, just quickly, positive signs that we did see out of the team of MIBR when they played earlier in the tournament. They had Tarek as a very good link player, swinging between both bomb sites, Fallen disrupting with the AWP, Fur always aggressive. The B bomb site anchor positions held by Taco and Stewie alike. Look for the pop flashes while they're pushing into sewer. They did a lot of aggressive plays over there, and the way that these two players, I already highlighted them, Fur and Fallen, play in limbo and for aggression and information over towards bathroom is going to be pivotal when they get to that CT side. But that might not really matter if the guys from Liquid can just lock out and continue this dominant form because everybody's firing so far.
Firing away and firing they will. The Danish crowd is all ready to see this one go down. And before we get there, I want to know who you guys have winning this one. Are we going to 3, Natu?
I'm not too comfortable anymore saying that after what happened in that first map. I'm going to a Liquid.
I think it's going to go 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got faith.
Pretty fair assessment as to what could possibly happen. But it all starts here on Overpass, the second map of this best of 3 of the second semifinal, ESL Pro League Season 8. One of these teams could be going to the grand finals at the end of this map, but only time will tell. And to tell our time will be the 2 commentators we're bringing into the fold now. We do have Henry Greer and Matthew Trivett. Take it away, fellas.
Thank you so much, Trace. We are ready to roll. It is Overpass, and it's Liquid that's been in control of this entire series, 16-2 map 1.
Yeah, it was an absolute bloodbath on the first map here. MIBR knocks for 6. We'll see if they can recover here. It's going to be a fast push from Nitro. He does see players crossing over towards the playground. He's spotted multiple players there as well, so he gets a good read on the situation. It's not going to be a fast B attack, so they can stay in their current positions, maybe rotate one player over towards A. In terms of the setup, 1P250 for Stewie, as they go for that long control, he's going to be clearing out the connector. You can see it's a very passive setup from the Liquid boys here, and to be fair, it's the same from MIBR. We love this boost, especially with players like Alige up there. You can see absolute fireworks go off if they commit towards that B side.
Even playing it with the perfect degree to bring him back so he can get behind that small metal rhubarb that's sticking through, and then have the angle of just the helmet showing. Twist down below in the pit. It's going to be Fur and Tarek that lead the charge. Bit of utility flown in. It will be a Molotov to clear out the barrels. That's pretty standard. Spot the boost. Alige tagged from it. Goes down to 20, but he'll drop off. They'll swing around. Twist instead down below. Does find the opening pick onto Fur and Fallen. Has a bomb plant. Remember, pistols. 2-0 for Liquid so far.
Here we go then. It's the retake as Twist did find the opening kill. They maintain that man advantage and everyone's here arriving on the grime scene. It looks like they're going to do a very good job as well. Twist is finding absolutely everything. He was a beast on the first map and this is no different. 4 players alive and just the one on the MIBR side. The defuse already coming in. That's the round over map. It will be very clinical scenes from Liquid there. And Twist, it's all about him. He's being baited in by that boost. Sure, they got headshot upon arrival, but at that stage, that took all the aggro away. You just assume that boost is the only presence the CTs have got on that B bomb site. Twist appears, gets the opening kill, and then he's very disciplined at that point. He doesn't give too much away.
Solid play again. So 3-0 now for Pistols. They'll bring out 1 M4 and a FAMAS. Og for Elige immediately. He goes for a kit and a smoke to go alongside that. Interesting thing about this is that Overpass, obviously a much more open map in a lot of ways, a lot of longer angles. Obviously last time they went for a single assault rifle and 4 SMGs, so they've made the call map dependent this time.
Yeah, that's a good observation. We'll see if Taco's M4 is going to be enough, and Elige's all, it probably will be. It's been absolutely epic. As a little bit of damage inflicted there towards Fallen at the start, goes down to 68. And they have gone for that second round force buy, so it's not the best setup, but this sort of team, they can do wondrous things with just a few upgraded pistols and 1 rifle as well. It's in the hands of Stewie. No grenades for him. They've got 2 smokes remaining as they get mid control and long, to be fair, as well.
So Nitro waits cold. They could go on this MP9. Nitro's going to have to be pretty solid. Despite the incredibly good success last time, Nitro did get overwhelmed at a few positions. I said last time, meaning last map. He does here as well. Fur able to run him down. So Naf and Elige make up for it. They do get the MP9, however, with Fur, with head armor, to go along with Fallen Scout. Tarek has the UMP. We've got a round as a result of it. It's all possible. 2 Molotovs, 2 smokes, 3 flashes. Any and everything to dissuade or discourage Liquid's positions inside of the site. Keep in mind Elige as well, scoped in, tight angle to hold with that weapon, has his teammate directly underneath and alongside. Naf is ready to wait and catch out the bomb. So baits in 1, rotates off the position. They never would have expected Naf to be in the same position. Fallen actually hit that shot, 1 HP running with the scout.
Not enough to get a frag, I'm afraid. The force buy attempt, not successful. Most standard setup is, after getting the bomb planted in the pistol like they did, waits until the third and get a really strong buy. You can have the option to buy in the second as well. You get the opening kill, but nice trade. That's exactly what you call a trade. Now Fly there, ready to back up his teammates. Good setup on the bomb site as well, making sure they used the range advantage of the rifles they had, and you saw MIBR nowhere near the bomb site. But Tarek finished the first map on 2 frags. Really not ideal considering they only got 2 in total on the board, and this is going to be the full eco now. Glocks, PD50s, and absolute hell being delivered as Nitro continues to farm money there. Elige with the third, and we will see another clean round by the looks of things here. 14 Liquid. It's been the story of this series so far. Lots of clean rounds and just looking very comfortable. There hasn't really been many post-plan situations where you thought, oh, MIBR probably got this one. There it is, the 3-0. Money's starting to look a little bit more favorable for them. It's the fallen AWP that can be purchased, but once again, it'll be a labored affair. He won't be fully equipped with everything he needs. As he gets into round number 4, bit of a bonus situation for Liquid with the UMP and MP9 being brought out. They won't have the AWP until a couple more players go down. So hindered by their own success at this point.
Certainly are. I mean, that's part of the problem with this money system currently. The investment can be a problem for Liquid if they aren't successful, but same weaponry again carried over. As you mentioned, though, this will allow them to build up some cash still on the SMGs. They don't have to put a lot of money into this round. They don't overinvest too much into utility either, because it can be an issue. Doesn't get returned. Cheeky little boost. We've seen this more and more as of late. It used to be in fashion. I don't know if I'd ever call it in fashion as in terms of common, but it used to be something we saw more frequently.
We know, surely.
A couple of years ago, I think he might. Can he see his foot from that position? Because he certainly had an idea.
Well, the fact he's checking it suggests you can. I'm not 100% sure. You must be able to see a pixel of it, but there it is. Elige lucky to get 1 there. Naf on the trade once again. They're not going to realize Nitro's up there. They did check him. Does he get the double? Not quite. 3 versus 2. Cold Zero tagged up in the process of taking down that boosted player.
Thought he was going to look at it. He went run underneath it without checking, so perhaps not.
Yeah, we saw the laser actually go up there, so he was aware of the prospect of a player being up there, but it obviously didn't check it efficiently enough.
Again, though, we've seen that more and more recently.
Yes.
It's been sort of in the last month. We've seen it probably 4 or 5 different times over many different matches and different teams. Falling out toward long flash, and that's going to allow his teammate in cold to go around the corner and check the close angle. Boost in the back of the site, over top of the half wall. A very spammable wall, keep that in mind.
And you can see the focus there towards the bathrooms. You need to be very careful. And they will see presence from long now at this point. Sees one, and they're going to have no idea. Bomb goes down. Not the cleanest of kills, but it counts. And the bomb should be planted by Fallen, but he'll go down almost instantaneously after. So this is the maximum loss bonus coming in as expected. Naf will find that all-important kill, defuse the bomb. And we go 4-0 for Team Liquid with 3 players surviving as well. Now they do get the AWP, upgrade those SMGs to AK-47s. Really successful campaign so far. And MIBR, like we said, maximum loss bonus at this stage, especially with the bomb going down as well. They'll bring out, presumably, AKs. Fallen's only got 5,000, so he's very proficient with the rifle as well. Shouldn't be an issue. This was a key frag. Creative play, I would call that, making the MP9 very useful in close-range quarters combat. He usually managed to do damage towards Cole's area. Took him down to 46 as he dropped down. So fantastic stuff. You can see Tarek doesn't look that invested in the game right now. We're going into round number 5 map, and we've got 1 kill for every player in MIBR.
Elige outs toward the playground. He's got company with Twist, so aggressive already. Nitro's aware of the fact that they've lost the front side of the bathrooms, though, and he doesn't want to be in that position with the AWP. So backing off, he gives that to Fur. Twist still out at long, wins Stewie. He's got Tarek as well. That's off-site, which means that now that they're on A, they've controlled long, and they've pretty much cordoned them off to only the bathrooms at this point in time. No need to go aggressive onto the flank, but they still have a forward stance, a very forward stance.
Yeah, this is beautiful, this setup right now. Lif has pincered them in. Twist coming for the backstab. You've got Elige baiting in Nitro, who they think is completely exposed on the bomb site here. Fallen. With a minute remaining still, Elige will see some presence towards long. This will be very important.
Twist can hear it. Fallen thinks that he's actually doing them a favor by running around behind to clear that position, and he doesn't. He makes so much noise that Twist, still out toward the playground, is able to not only kill Fallen, but take the bomb. First kill finally goes against Naf, as Fur gets taken out immediately after by Nitro. Cold has to do all the work. 40 seconds. Bomb's available to be grabbed at this point. I say that Twist has just gotten back around the corner to see it, so he'll be able to watch and see if Cold walks up the stairwell, and he has no idea where to look. Too many angles to check at that point. So much uncertainty. It's Liquid 5-0, which now puts our total score to 21-2 in this series.
3 AK-47s now. They are just swelling out of control. So much money and presence on the server as well. That was a perfect round from Liquid. MIBR just look out of their depth at this point. They're getting map control. They're gifted that, but then as soon as the interactions come in, again, it's those 1 versus 1 duels. They're not hitting their shots, and they went into 5 AKs there. Nitro punishes them for that fact and hits 2 shots of the AWP and then hides. Very disciplined play I've seen from Liquid today. It's been excellent as they go for a mid push here. Nitro looking towards OT steps. They are partially ball here. Pistols and that 1 scout with a flash and a smoke. Shouldn't be too much to deal with at this point. Nitro will miss an initial kill, but repositions and doesn't quite nail the kill, but does maybe follow it up with a grenade. It lands and takes him down to 5 HP.
5 will do. I thought that headshot was actually almost on with the AWP. Nitro now switching over to the pistol, has lost Elige. He's low. They can overwhelm him. I say 5 HP will do. It's not so much Fur that matters. It's all the others as Naf gets back out. At least finds Fallen. Stewie, AWP picked up as a result of that exchange. Will now look toward the bank stairs. Guns enough to work with. Fur, I'm sure, would love to pass his off to somebody else if someone else would be near enough to him. Doesn't want to compromise position to do so, but with 5 and armor on everyone else, transfer that AK to potentially Cold or Tarek. Backside truck for Twist. Naf with the flank timing at 48 seconds. He's gonna get 1 easily. Bomb as well. Doesn't overcommit to it. Oh my goodness, comes back around, and guess who's waiting? Cold. He'd snuck in through short tunnel at the meantime. Naf gets both. And now Fur has no choice but to keep that AK and try and make it work. Twist still waiting, though. It's a 2-on-2. They managed to at least make this somewhat close. Naf's actually rotated off, thinking that with the kills, he's encouraged them over toward A.
Gone to heaven, though, so he still has vision if they come in towards the bomb site. And as you can see, completely destroys Fur, but it is a 1 versus 1. Stewie with no armor will get the plant down here. It's up to Twist, who knows exactly where he is. It comes down to this shot right here. Can Stewie hit it? They need this round just to start lighting the fire beneath MIBR. Surely gonna get it, not gonna happen. It was close, but not quite close enough. There's going to be Twist winning out in another clutch there. It's 4 kills for Naf. He's the absolute MVP of that round. They lose the initial 2 kills, and you could see it was very well done by MIBR, applying lots of pressure towards middle and long. Nitro missing a couple of shots, allowed them to get towards the bathroom, get the AWP, but Naf, so mobile, gets in that connector and is an absolute nightmare to deal with. He finds that bomb once again, takes down the initial player. Once the bomb's down, you can see them really ruffled at that point, and he keeps moving around, finding players out of position. Another round goes on the board for Liquid. 6-0 on their opponent's map pick here. But a nice fall by, finally, from MIBR. The orbs coming out, maximum loss bonus and an eco previously will mean they have the AKs and all the utility to work with. And of course, they take another tactical time out of this one. They used all of them in the 16-2 affair in the previous map. Hopefully they can bounce back. This has been a disappointing semi-final so far. We've had lots of blowout, best-of-3 series in this tournament. Na'Vi yesterday at the hands of Liquid. Almost a replica of this matchup. We'll see if Stewie can continue to find form with the Deagle. That's about the best we've seen from him so far. Couldn't win it out though, Twist. Like I said, very aware of his position once that bomb gets planted. Here we go, Fallen. Back on the orb, but where does Nitro go this time? He heads towards long.
Shots out. Stack up toward Monster. I'd love to build up Liquid's performance, but I think it's perhaps masked by the miscommunications and lack of timing from MIBR. The execution just hasn't been there again.
Wow.
They just walk out. Naf, door blown out by a nade, already in position, takes out Fallen with no response at all. Certainly not ready for that occurrence.
Yeah, all the little tricks working out perfectly there. As soon as the door gets blown out, there's a T waiting for them. Fallen can do nothing about it. That's the AWP removed straight away. Great smoke as well.
You gotta wonder as well if this is where Zeus's anti-stratting comes into it. Not so much against MIBR, but these little tricks, these are the ways Astralis have been playing as of late. Maybe he's starting to pick up on those nuances, which does 2 things. One is they can use them, because obviously they've been successful for Astralis, but also you can counter it if you're aware that they're doing it. So this could be interesting. We could be on for a final tomorrow if they can get there.
And that's an interesting fact as well. If you know a team is aware of all your tendencies and they're presenting all these little tricks for you, it gets inside your head, and so does the bullets as Nitro continues to find another kill there. Tarek finally gets some success here, but not for long. Coldzera brings it to a 3 versus 2.
Bomb grabbable. I think he spotted Naf as well because he was blinded running for the barrels, but steps back to the right and oversteps the mark of the aim. Finds Stewie as well. 7-0 for Liquid.
Oh my goodness. What is going on in Naf and that org?
23-2, just to note.
That's insane. Oh my goodness. It's Nitro gets the first kill. That shadow really is a factor. We talk about that so much. You need to flash that before you can even think about walking in that sort of manner. Naf just looks like he's having too much fun. He looks like the best player on the server, just above Twist perhaps. As another full buy comes in. They got the bomb plants in the round previous, so there's still enough cash to buy before and glass cannon once again, and that was not a successful gambit before.
Stewie already out to the sandbags, perhaps just trying to get some pace into this game because nothing else is working for them. He actually holds up, at least for now. Thought he might have tried to make contact. The boost for Taco would certainly be ready for him to walk in. He would have to rely on the pallets to protect him. Well, it's directly inside of the site, but a crossfire setup from jungle means that Naf could easily get a shot back into Heather's position. Meanwhile, Naf tries to spray through the boards to the right of our current camera. MIBR won't have Fur next week in Lisbon either, so this is their last time playing this year with their full lineup.
That's a good point. Brax coming in. Great to see him on land, but ultimately you'd like to see MIBR with the full squad. There it is, a nice pick from Fallen. That was towards middle. Nitro this time going down. They've got the advantage here. They struggle to convert it. You can see Yanko
that
on
face.
the side, not looking too happy about the prospect of still winning this round.
Yeah, that was the, life just sucked out of that face. He looked so miserable. Would have rather been anywhere else in the world. Tarek, he's in the right place at the right time. Wouldn't rather be anywhere else at all, given the circumstances, but the gun barrel shows no pre-fire from the AWP. And Twist, Naf, Taco, they've all found kills. We come back to a 2-on-2, so not done, not out of the woods yet. Taco with position on the site, tagged up, however, and he needs to rely on the rotation, which means he needs to stay efficient. He spotted the shadow, but couldn't do anything with it. Twist's making noise, means Terra can step wide, and MIBR in at 7-1.
Much better scenes there from MIBR. That's what we want to see, winning out in those 1v1 duels. Fallen to finally take down Nitro there. He gets that opening pick. They get decent map control towards the bathrooms. You can see a nice push from Naf. Shut down from the player in connector. Naf has been such a nuisance for them, so his 12 kills will pause there for a second as we take a tactical timeout. They've got plenty of cash on the Liquid side. One more buy in the bag at least, but anything but from MIBR. That's their first round, remember, that breaks the streak, but only 2 players survived, and this is exactly what happened on Cash. He got 1 round broken after, and barely got anything done after that. So Yanko telling them to be calm. You can see in his body language, he wants to be disciplined here. Stay to the game plan. This is our map pick. We can bring this back. It's a CT-sided map. But these Orgs have been absolutely brilliant for Liquid. As the timeout comes up, we'll see Fallen presumably still on the open fur and have the AK-47 on the ground for him. Do Liquid want to change things up and maybe move the AWP into a more aggressive position at the start? I thought they might be, because Elige has actually got it this round, so we can keep it on Elige at the start, please. We'll see what he's able to do. I assume he goes towards a connector and goes for the first pick. That would be my call. We'll see what he's got in store for us. Here he comes. Not known to be an AWPer. Actually heads towards the T-steps at his first pick. Oh,
we're going to see this.
The old classic.
We haven't seen this. Clip it, Henry. Clip it.
You got to clip it, boys. If it comes in, you've got to clip it.
Oh, he's got it. Fallen. He finally makes it work. The AWP with the kill. Nath goes down. 4-man boost.
You love to see it, Matt. When it comes through, it looks absolutely amazing. Nice jump shot as well. And Twist, he is going to try and bring this round back in their favor. But finally, MIBR coming to life here.
Is that what they needed?
I think
Something
so.
creative? Oh, suddenly we've got a game back on. Perhaps, I say. As Fallen finds Elige, we've certainly got a round at the very least. And it would avoid the reset, make it 7-2. Taco has to back away, can't force through Monster. Already bullets firing at his feet in that direction. Be a bit of a river dance to try and walk out and avoid those, as Nitro, meanwhile, has an AWP on the site. You mentioned it, Elige with the op. We were watching that. We should have spotted the boost a little sooner, but my goodness, it certainly paid off.
Well, there we go.
Question is, do they do it again? If Naf's going to rotate the same way, did he identify? Obviously, he must have where he was shot from.
He must do. But this isn't over just yet. Nitro in position. He could actually find a kill here, but luckily for MIBR, they will find Taco in the process, and that should be everything going in their favor. We said there was so much reset potential, but that's been completely nullified. It looks like 5 players will survive. Nitro, he's not going to save this weapon. No way. He's going down any second now, and that's going to be it. But oh, he goes down to his own flame. Just to know, Fur did die in the Molotov at the end. So not a huge detrimental factor, but it's something.
It is, yeah, it is in that he has to buy another AK in utility, so he won't have a round in hand, but the rest of them staying alive, they're starting to build up the bank a little bit. They're still, ooh, it's a tough call, really.
Yes.
This is why the call comes in from Liquid to call a tactical. There's money for 3. Elise's already bought, they'll buy into this, but the question is how, because Taco's not that well off.
Well, for now, he goes Armor CZ. You go creative your play, you can be absolutely fine. You can see Fallen just spots it in the corner of his eye, the jump up initially, and then takes him down on the second repeat.
Naf could go, yeah, I was going to say AWP and then drop SMG. He's not even going to do that, so I think Taco's just going to be left with the CZ. Is there a gun down in spawn? Just take a peek here on my screen, because there's certainly enough to get him one. Nope, he's on the CZ. So they elected to go full utility rather than purchase one for him. Perhaps not to be blamed, but we'll see if it pays off for Naf to bring out the op immediately. He's not going to overstep the mark toward the window this time, Nitro. He'll go back into either the bathrooms, but again, Stewie makes contact towards sandbags immediately. He's got vision of the side. He won't go any further, but that's the default for him, it seems. Play with pace to get position.
Just to note as well, most teams will Molotov that position, and maybe MIBR consider that a waste because they're detecting no presence towards short whatsoever at the start of the round. So he might as well hold on to it, and that's why Stewie's so comfortable just pushing up in the manner he is and looking for any initial kills there. Nothing to be found. Nafly thought he spotted a head, but there's just a bit of debris on the ground, I believe, as they nade towards the flower bed, I would assume. We'll follow these grenades to see what happens here. Oh dear, that's not the way you want to throw them, boys.
Damage for Cold. I think he ran up the stairs to get away with it because, get away from it, I should say, because the nades stuck in a 90-degree corner don't really do that much damage, so fortunate for Cold. Retake of water. Stewie's still nearby. Certainly ready for Taco.
Dinked him.
Dinked him, which means Twist can trade it. He wanted to. He had the information, at least, to try and pursue that position. Looks to find Tarek. Does get him through the door, but Molotov off, blinded up. Twist, oh, just barely gets away.
Oh, no.
No, Elige! He panicked. He saw him running to the side. He thought surely that information had to be them, and he fired immediately. The Molotov does the damage. Elige gives one away. Nitro down by Fur. Look at Naf though, AWP, he bought this. Oh, but he gets caught in the corner. Stewie's got the kill in return.
And now we do have a game on our hands. Finally, Liquid have been broken for the first time in this series. $2,500. You could see there was a potential there for Twist to fall back, get in position, maybe find a couple more kills, but an absolute disaster there. The communication may be slightly off as he takes down his team. And let's see how tight the angle was. Oh, I have to say that's a little bit much, isn't it? Maybe he's in the zone, not listening to calls. He should be saying, I'm falling back, I'm heading up short. Down he goes, and that really is the swinging factor.
Exiting
at that point.
B, exiting B.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see an eco here for Liquid. CZs, no armor, no flashes. Should be 4 on the board, and with the first kill going in favor of Cold Zera, you can't imagine anything but at this point.
Twist wanted to get aggressive. Finally, MIBR gets some economy in their favor. 3 rounds in a row. No guns left over on the Liquid side, but Twist forced up. Inside of water, finds one already. Stewie on the AK. Clear out the angles. Twist actually sneaks in behind him. Does he get spotted here? If he jumps on the railing. He already is on the railing, excuse me, so not possible, but Stewie's aware of it. That is incredible.
Touchdown on that one.
What a read.
Wow.
Perhaps an hour chatting, I didn't hear the footprint because there must have been something that gave that away for Stewie. More than aware of the situation. Still the man advantage as well to MIBR on this, despite Twist getting that kill, so. Nav's AK, he's picked up. It's gonna have to be pretty spectacular. Molotov out toward the truck position. Nitro backs away from it. Only nade left on the CT side is a flash. Wow, attack made.
Here we go. It was an absolute disaster for MIBR, but they are coming to life slowly but surely. Nafly still making things problematic. Oh my goodness, it comes down to the 1v1. Surely not.
Comes down to a 1v1 and time. 13 seconds. Cole doesn't have many options here. He's got to get to the bomb and get it down almost immediately, or he's got to find Naf holding off that position. He's got there in time. Naf can concede the plant because he knows that he now gets the advantage. He has to be behind the box, but which side's he on? Left? Naf! 4 kills, no armor. AK picked up, and that's how Liquid steal it back. Almost with a yawn, he's so relaxed.
Why is he so comfortable? This guy's not human. You can see it, he has to break character for a second, just a split second. That was it. We saw a wry smile on his face, but he knows what he's done to the morale of MIBR at that point. Absolutely disgusting, outrageous play as he holds strong on the A bomb site. It looked like there was no chance whatsoever. He lights them up and destroys them. He has had one of his best showings of all time here. This is unbelievable in these first 2 maps. How have they pulled that off? No armor, no grenades. He picked up an AK-47 and he goes to town on them. 3 kills out of nowhere. And it was Cold Zero. See its reaction here as he goes down. He actually gets a slight advantage there, but it goes in the way of Liquid. Oh my goodness, there's the smile just for a split second and they can see what it means. Oh, the implication is huge. That was their round, it was done.
Nitro will fall away. Smoke down, he'll focus his attention, having been unsuccessful at finding the opening pick toward the stairs. Back toward the playground instead. Meanwhile, 3 over on B with a flash for Twist. He's been playing the swing position multiple times so far in this half. Incredible from Naf. Chance to break back MIBR as soon as they get any momentum in this series at all. That's how they get dealt.
It's unbelievable, isn't it? So cool. What a game he's having. Well, the AWP there for Nitro. This time a little bit more passive from Liquid. We have seen them getting up close and combative, but for now, this will be an A execution. You see 3 players towards long, 2 in middle. They go for a standard play here. They've got a smoke at the end of block vision, allow them to get in position for the A attack here. Sendry thrown in reply, and Nitro knows he's got to patrol middle here and be ready to take down Fallen, and he lives up to the task. Takes him down, and he can fall back towards the bomb site here, but he wants a little bit more of the action, it seems.
Certainly does. Gotta be cautious of Long, but none of his teammates are holding them off. The problem is Elige can't quite see inside of the boxes, so they can swing on Nitro. Great reaction to find Cold. Exactly that, though. Stewie can get the angle. Elige gone. Nitro's found immediately afterward. He's still got 3 more to get. It would be a 1 versus 5. He's already got 1 on his flank. That's Taco. No money again for MIBR at 9-3. 25-5 in the series, if you want to keep it that way.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it, actually. 2 rounds is all that was picked up on the Liquid pick of Cash. You'd think this is their map pick, the way things are going down right now, and it is going to be a force buy. Oh, maybe not. We'll see what happens. No one survived in the previous round. Stewie just buys up straight away with the AK armor. Are they going to join him? It's a very simple-esque sort of play. Teammates on Deagles, that's what's going to happen, and he'll have the AK-47. As we get into round number 13 here. Liquid gunning for that grand final placement. It looks like they're ready for Astralis at this point. We did say in the pregame, though, Matt, semifinals where they do their best work. We need to see this in the grand final if they get there.
That's the big challenge for them. Obviously, Astralis, they were the only team to win a map against them on the major. That was after a very convincing first half that still took overtime to close out as Nitro finds the first pick on Tarek. But they have not won a best of 3 against them. I suppose it would be fitting, perhaps, then, that tomorrow would be the time. Best of 5 at that, and it would deny the Grand Slam, but that's when they have to put it all on the table. MIBR's had the closest series against Astralis as of late in terms of the finals, and that was just 2 weeks ago, so perhaps there is something showing for Astralis. They've been playing around with their map pool as well. Maybe that's to their strength, though, when you consider it's a best of 5 tomorrow. Taco takes out Stewie. Slides up, gets back on top of the fence, so he's got a headshot angle. Just being aware that the boost is also possible. Twist jumps to confirm no one is there, and then his attention goes back where it should be, Fallen and Cold.
Well, that 1 AK, there's absolutely nothing for them. I don't think there's another kill available. Double digits for Liquid and a clean sweep at that. Taco saves the day. His teammate was exposed from Monster, but he deals with that with a quick 2K. No bomb planted, and Stewie will just be on a pistol here. That actually is a huge deal, considering the way they've looked so weak in these gun rounds so far. Nice calm kill from Nitro to kick things off. That was Tarek. Actually hits him for 2 damage, if you want to even consider that a factor. And then Taco, like you said, really nice position, ready to fight and protects his teammate there. So another tactical timeout. They can feel this grand final slipping away from them round by round. MIBR need to work out what the play is going to be here. This slow-paced gameplay we've seen today really hasn't been the key to success whatsoever. We go to round number 14 with 2 AKs available for the CTs, an AUG for Nitro and NAF. Those have been the killer weapons, and we'll have a look at the frag charts. 18 kills again for Nafly. How is he doing this? Unbelievable how good this man is. Cold Zero 4-11, Fur 3-12, normally an absolute staple on a map like Overpass. Will even have time to show us the aggression on the CT side, Matt? Will he even be in the zone to even present that sort of approach? We'll see. Get into it. 5 players head towards B. Surely a set piece at this point.
Just to note, every single player positive in a KDA on Liquid, every single player negative for MIBR. I suppose that's not that surprising considering the score, but it still says that not even one individual is capable of a challenge at this point. Taco, bit of damage toward him, but he does the same back to Tarek. Double smoke. Again, this communication not looking the most promising. Stewie even thinks he can take advantage of the gap in it, and Taco makes him pay for it. Watch the damage onto Cold. He just barely got out of the Molotov. They put that down on top of the site. Bomb was planted. He got away, but only just. And I don't mind the thought of a boost, except that Taco's already aware of it. He's already too close. There's 12 HP left between the 2 players. On the MIBR side, 11-3.
One thing I want to note as well, Matt, not only is Nafly killing absolutely everyone with 18 kills, he also has 8 enemies flashed on his team, by far the most as well. So not only is he contributing in the fragging department, he's setting his teammates up for kills as well. He's doing absolutely everything at this point. He's got 116 ADR. The smokes look good. This looked promising. But there was a huge gap there. That should not be happening. They were misthrown smokes. That should be the smoke. The idea of a smoke is to block off a choke point. That's doing anything but. It's giving advantage to the CT as it goes 11-3. They get a plant down, gives them money for this final round, but only 4-stage loss bonus, so a couple of Galils have to be purchased. Stewie with no grenades whatsoever. Same story for Fur, he just has a decoy. This couldn't be any more turbulent at this point from MIBR. Can they get this final round? They managed to do it on Cash to leave the half 13-2. They've got one more than that, but I feel like they need this last round to even stand a chance here on Overpass.
Jump check for Taco. Cole tried to react fast enough. Take down his former teammate and countryman. Couldn't quite land it. Taco got all the information that he needed, though, from that shot alone. So there is presence over toward the B site. Love this 3B setup on the Liquid side. Very close proximity to one another as well. They can actually slide and trade. Fallen getting ready to flash Tarek into Monster.
You can see there's an AWP on the side there for Nitro. If needed, if they want to pick up another one and rotate towards B with a second duel, that's available to them. It's Stewie who's actually on the precipice of the bomb side, not for long. He goes down quickly, and Taco's been so strong on this B side, finally eliminated by Tarek.
Twist actually had to give up the ramp position because they were bumping into each other there. They needed both to be able to peek, but it actually catches them off because Elige also gave it up, and then no one's able to cover the headshot position. Nitro and Naf will get back to it, and Naf holds out against Fallen. It brings it now to Fur, who is lurking. He can actually sneak in behind them, still 13 seconds. If he gets to the window fast enough and they're both open, no, they're aware of it. They're well aware that he's behind and no one's gonna peek. The round's over already, and Naf just gets the final kill to confirm it. 12-3, and our Naf counter goes to 21-6. He is having an incredible series.
Yeah, his stats are just unreal. I've never seen anything like it. This is so strong by him. Every situation, it looks like he's out of it. He finds a way. He makes sure he gets multiple frags each and every time. Looking so good, so confident. This is the team that could challenge Astralis. One of the few of this tournament. The eco victory as well, I have to say. It's got to be one of the highlights of the tournament so far. Absolutely stunning stuff there. The fact he got 3 kills, then wins out in the 1 versus 1 against Coldzera as well. Not an easy task. He makes it happen. We saw a great boost there from Fallen. That's about the only highlight you can speak of from MIBR. Gonna need this pistol and then some. Remember, Fur 3 and 14, another player that's gone missing here in a big moment of the tournament. Stats coming on the screens right now. It does not look pretty. Only one player breaking double digits, and that's Stewie. 10 kills to his name. As we get into the second half, we'll have a look at the pistol buys. P250's coming out in full force on the T side. You see Naf with the armor as well. Invest everything you can. Naf's stock is incredibly high right now. Make sure you get stuck in. That's amazing to see how good he's been playing. As we get into it now. 1 smoke and a defuse kit on the CT side. Need this pistol and to get the 3-0 ready, get themselves financially secure. Let's see if they can do it. As this could be ending quite quickly if Liquid pick up the pistol. 2-0 looking very likely.
Tarek aggressive CZ USP. What am I saying? Elige, he'll swing out from the underpass position. He's got Taco along with him. Tries to get toward the bathrooms. Fur's just actually retreating at this point, so he won't be spotted immediately. He needs to be very careful, though. Already takes damage, and they can run him down. Even if he transitions back to the site at this point, when he goes out the second doorway, he'll be caught in the open, and Elige proves that point, but can't land the shot. Taco's taking damage. He still wants to be aggressive. Tarek gets tagged. The damage so far in favor of MIBR. Again, I remind you, I implore upon you that it's 3-0 for pistols for Liquid, and that seems to be the case in the start, at least for now, until the crossfire established. Stewie and Fur have other ideas. Great play all down to Naf. He would need an ace in order to win this round. He's got Fur low, but Fur knows he does not need to peek at all. He can wait for his teammates to get there. The bomb is in their possession.
Let's see how the Master is going to approach his situation. Bomb's down, but he has got time on his side. He managed to dink up Fur down to 23 HP, but a lot of work to do here. Naf himself with 52, looking for any sort of opportunity. Need flanking players from Connector perhaps. He's making a lot of noise here. I'm pretty sure they would have heard him at this point, and it looks like it should be done. Fur's position should nullify him. We'll see. Does he check the corner? Going to be baited in somewhat. Doesn't check it, so that should be it. The fact he doesn't pre-fire that corner, the suggest it's going to be over. So it is indeed, finally, something positive for MIBR here. I think we'll see AKs in the third. They need to be careful here. A team that likes to bring out SMGs in the second round especially needs to be very careful against that third round purchase. Are there going to be any rifles at all on the CT side here? Just one, and that's the famous for first so far, and 4 SMGs, 3 of which are MP9s.
It takes 16 rounds to win a map, in regulation at least. That's how many rounds total Liquid have given up over the last 4 maps, 2 teams combined. Yesterday, they only gave up 10 to Na'Vi. Today, that's their 6th against MIBR. Now, it's not over yet, don't get me wrong, but that just speaks to how dominant these last 2 series have been from Liquid.
See what Elige has to do about it. You said SMG heavy. Certainly that's the truth, but Liquid's willing to be patient. P250 only for twists. And 4 Glocks.
If they get the bomb down here, I'll be thoroughly impressed. A nigh on impossible task as they head towards A. Should be the first kill for Fallen at this point. There it is. Will he follow things up? Well, coldzera certainly will. It looks like he was on for the 3K, but Twist will get 1. It's probably all that's going to happen here. And the round that's all important comes up next. The AKs come through for Liquid up against 3 SMGs and 2 rifles. coldzera will buy up with an M4 almost certainly. And this is where they'll be really tested here. If Liquid can win this, which is likely considering they actually have more firepower, they're on to close this out quickly. We saw them in a position similar to MIBR on Cash. They managed to win out the round with a boost. Remember, they had 4 SMGs in the FAMAS. Twist boosted up. He gets 2 kills, and that's how your rifles need to be operating. They need to be hunting for that first kill and give you a little advantage to kick things off. We talked about Fur's aggression. He's certainly willing to present it here. Is it going to cost him his life, though? Oh, my goodness. Everyone's aware of it, man. That's the problem. We know he's going to do that, so surely Liquid will as well. They take him down for nothing. There's no one with him. He's just up there alone, and down he goes very quickly.
It is at least a decent start for Liquid with the guns out early. This should be their round. It's essentially a bonus for MIBR given the SMGs, but they're going to need to farm up a little bit of cash with them. They're not exactly out of the woods by any means. $1,400 on $2,150 for Stewie's case, as per one example. It's not really a ton of cash. Nor for Cole, who, if he goes down, is going to have $1,400 only.
The problem with that push as well, Fur's one of the few riflers there. I like the idea he wants to get stuck in. He's looking confident, but he's got no one with him. There's no one flashing him. There's no smoke down towards T steps. There's nothing really working in his favor unless no one goes there whatsoever. And this will be the full-on A execution here. You'll see smokes towards bank, the CT steps, Molotov on the truck, and they'll go in together. And this should be a victory for them considering the lack of firepower on the CT side. I think we'll see commitment on 35 seconds. That's when the folks will go in. Indeed it is. Flashes to follow through, and in they go. They should have quite an easy run of this. We'll see if there's any sort of defense to speak of.
Sticks out. He's already made contact with his teammates toward the bathrooms, but little are they aware the cold is still there. Tarek, he's now made his presence known through the smoke from the bank stairs. Twists for a chance to redeem that fact, but the crossfire, the triangle is just too strong, and MIBR get yet another, and it gives them 3 in a row to go 12-6. They've cut the lead in half.
That's exactly what they needed, a victory with those SMGs. That's huge. That not only has forced Liquid onto an eco here, that's really got MIBR in the driving seat. They upgrade those SMGs to AK-47s. That's why we call it a bonus round. If you do win it, my God, is it a bonus. And you can see that MP9 crossfire perfectly positioned and kills delivered in buckets. We are going to see Deagles, CZs, and a Tech 9. Bit of armor for Taco and Nitro, 1 HE as well, but shouldn't be able to do too much with this. Should be another round on the board from MIBR. This is their pick, remember. There's no reason why they can't offer back an equal response as Fur. This time not as aggressive, but gets the first kill.
Elige does find one on Fur. So the Deagle at least managing something so far for Team Liquid. Tarek's gonna go back out. He doesn't really need to do this though. A little boost gonna catch him off, brings it back level. We're on 3s. Gun's not grabbable for Liquid, but again, there's really not much necessity from that position or play. And now Fallen has to be careful because they're putting pressure at both long and bathrooms. Fortunately, they've not been able to get close enough, so he still has the AWP to his advantage. And Twists can't do much as they double peek. Even with the Deagle, if he found one, he was always going to go down in that situation.
A couple of kills for Liquid, but that's all there is to report. No bomb being planted. We get into the next gun round here, but some financial security from MIBR finally. They have AKs on this side. They have the AWP. They have a buy in hand as well. And what's the call it from Liquid? This is where they'll actually be tested for the first time. Cash was an absolute blowout. Gave away 2 rounds in total. Now the fact they got 7 on the board and a bit of momentum, we could see a bit more here from the Brazilian squad. We'll see what they can do. There's Taco. Molotov towards short. Didn't see too much of that from MIBR considering it didn't feel there was too much presence there from the CTs. Very passive holders. No antics towards middle at all from the AWP or the rifle. As Elige and Twist will control the fountain, smoke towards bathrooms, flash over, just trying to push back any sort of AWP presence. Next objective will make sure connector is completely clear. I think that's been confirmed by Nafly, and they don't have to check it too much at this point. Fallen just looking For anything here, anyone boosting over?
Exactly. He's looking at the balloons, thinking, if they boost it, I will be ready. He refuses to be caught off by that.
And it helps him dodge the flash as well, which could come over towards long. So it does make sense. It's a very rare boost, but good to be aware of it. As he drops the smoke, he can feel danger on the other side. He's going to go for a shot here and goes down.
He does. Elige stayed on the trigger. I didn't think he would follow up on that, but Fallen wanted to be coy, wanted to slide back out and be sneaky in the smoke. Cold waiting left side monster. Smoke down, he's easily able to transition back over inside of the site, which means they can actually start to lead the rotation as well. If they want to, he could head toward heaven. Be at the ready.
This is a fake towards A. Nitro's just thrown one smoke on the A site. It's right up there towards the end to take vision away, and this is where Goldzera might be able to get two, but only the one, but does damage towards Elige.
Yeah, and Elige is the star so far in this round. Both those kills going his way, and he's transitioned back from A to B in doing so. The fake wouldn't have worked because they were so far forward in bathroom, so it's good that they found the trade, and better that they had the lead because Stewie nearly pulls it back against them. He catches off Nitro. That nearly was dear against them, and Naf, bomb already planted, now has to hold this off. Checks to make sure he's not going to jump over and look for information. Wants to play barrels. It's a fortified position. There's no utility. Oh, Furry, actually, I take that back. He's got an incendiary. If he was aware, he could actually clear this position out just as he would on a take of the terrorist side, but he wants to be sneaky and use the time to his advantage. My goodness, he nearly gets the kill. 21 HP, Naf pulls it off.
Again, he does it. Naf, in these 1v1 situations, is an absolute demon. 13-7, opening pick comes in there for Liquid, and they're very patient with their approach at that point. You can see them capitalizing upon advantages, waiting for reactions as well. Good attempt there by MIBR to actually bring something back in their favor. They managed to bring it down to the 1 versus 1. But the fact Naf has the information, he's in connector, he had the Molotov, bought himself some time to get in position towards the barrels, a position you potentially wouldn't expect. He had so much time to get in something a lot more advantageous, I suppose, but he holds strong, watches towards short, anticipates it's going to be the long lurk, takes him down, and it was a close encounter as well. Could have been first round, but not meant to be, and they're buying up this one. You can see Fallen with the UMP, money actually not as strong as you would anticipate. They get a CZ, 2 SMGs are FAMAS, but it's all about Stewie's AWP. He must have a decent spawn at this stage, and I assume he'll go towards the B side. We'll see what he can do with it. If they lose this round, Matt, this is pretty much the GG moment.
Expressions, facial reactions. Honestly, if I just saw the faces, I wouldn't know who lost that round.
It is crazy how calm he is. I've never seen anything like it. Most teams would be up in arms.
I want a heart rate monitor on him.
Yeah, that's something we need.
We need that next time with Naf, because I don't think it probably just stays at 2 beats a minute no matter what.
That's actually a really cool thing we could bring into CS, I think. In those clutch moments, I know even playing online, I get flustered in those tight situations, and he just looks so stone cold when he's doing it. First kill coming in, it's going to go in favor of MIBR, and Twists can't follow it up. So nice play. They knew they had to play for a frag there at the very start. It's Fur to pick it up with the MP9.
Naf will take charge to at least try and pull this back. You're right. This could be the GG moment, but it requires breaking them down and putting them around. First and foremost, Taco puts his best efforts into doing so. Through the smoke, commits to the spray, finds Cold. That's for Tarek. He's inside of the flames, smoke in front. He's going to take advantage of all of that. I think Tarek spotted him. He certainly did. Gap. I thought it might have been loose spray, but it was a gap that reveals they've entered. Fallen stays alive in that, despite that it looked like the flames were still actually fully engulfed. They were extinguished, so he never takes any damage at his feet. Still wants him to walk forward. Twist down toward that grate. It's been there the whole time. They haven't been able to do anything with it. Nitro. He was waiting for Fallen to move. It's Stewie's op instead, though, at bomb. It's gone very far forward. Stewie's not going to hold the window position, though. If he had stayed there, he actually had the bomb in his favor. Could have backed off, played just the back right, and they would have had to commit to his position. I think they're worried quite evidently about a flank because he gives up the window, and Fur even stares there to see if anyone was coming down in that direction. Low HP, though, means that this SMG can clean up. Finds one on Taco. Nitro gets aggressive on his own, though. It's going to put pressure on Stewie. He's got to hit the shot. Finds it up close. 7 seconds bomb. It's still a decent distance from the site. I'm not sure they got on it. Yeah, I think just in time, Naf got back to it, so it's down, and Stewie was hoping it wasn't, so now he's got to go into the one-on-one. On the back foot, AWP, no kit, Naf again.
Surely not another one. Stewie with no kit here either, no grenades. AWP needs to maybe find a rifle if that's possible. Time ticking away, every second is just agonizing him from MIBR, and he misses the shot. Naf has the ball to stand in the open against an author, and he's ready to combat that. He's so efficient. You could see Stewie had no idea at the prospect. He was expecting to touch the bomb at least, but Naf, ready and waiting, takes him down, breaks the back of MIBR. As we go 14-7, they have to buy up into this. If they take a full eco here, they're going to be 15-7 down. I guess you could aim for overtime, and it looks like that might be the case. They're going to go 4 USPs, a CZ, no armor, no nades. This is guaranteeing grand final point for Team Liquid. They've got a MAC-10 to deal with the pistols as well. As long as they go together and they keep things at long range, there's almost no chance here for MIBR. What looked like it was going to be a close competitive game has fallen apart after the pistol victory and getting the follow-up 4-0. Good grenade. Oh my goodness, it's so destructive. And you'll see them go to town in middle. It's Nafly again. Oh my goodness, he finds his 28th kill. His stats are going to be remarkable at the end of this series. The 1v1s alone.
Yeah, that's part of it, right? It's one thing to get a ton of kills. It's the amount of impact that his clutches have had, as well as Nitro will find Stewie and Tarek. I bid you adieu. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. You're gonna be on a train back home pretty soon. 1-on-5 situation. At this point, it's been 9 rounds given up by Liquid in this series. Again, I mentioned it, 10 yesterday, 19 total. That means over 4 maps that we've got up 19. Astralis gave up 17 in 2 maps. That builds a tale at all for anyone for tomorrow's grand final, because it looks inevitable at this point that it will be Liquid with the chance to deny the Grand Slam against Astralis.
Do or die time now. 8 rounds in a row required. Just to take us to overtime seems impossible the way Liquid are playing. Twist will have a MAC-10 into this round, and that's actually very beneficial because he knows the money's so low from MIBR. Yes, they're going to have rifles here, but the utility's going to be low. They're not going to have the luxuries of helmets, and 4 players of an armored head makes that MAC-10 incredibly dangerous. Round 23 is where we could see Liquid make their way to that best of 5 tomorrow, gunning for a premiership trophy at this point. They have lifted a couple, but none of them significant. One in Malta last week, and with Summit at the beginning of the year, they're yet to win anything of huge worth. If they could deny the $1 million for Astralis as well, that would be fantastic for them to begin to close out the year. 1 more tournament to go, but still, this is significant. 5 M4s, no aggression at the start, falling with no grenades as the mid-control comes in comfortably once again for Liquid.
Chad suggested that it could have been the catalyst as well, Malta. Well, they got the balloon boost for Elige. He's on top of it. The strongest helium in the world.
It is silly, isn't it? A lead balloon, perhaps.
As you said as well, smokes and flashes go through it, but grenades bounce off of it. So there you go. But Chad, I was just mentioned that Malta could have been the catalyst for future victories for Liquid. The win at Summit was early on before all the finals results. After being in the finals so many times, so consistently, play from Fur. Finally getting that win after coming out 2nd place, maybe that's the last bit of encouragement or confidence that you need to say, okay, not only can we make finals now, it's time to start winning them. Naf goes to the smoke. He's found by Fallen, not aware that the 2nd player was also out toward Bathrooms. Good setup. It's a very forward stance, and Fur in Bathrooms, as ages and ages hence have suggested, will make well on it. He's now got a couple of kills, 2. As Tarek finds 1, so 2 does Fallen before perishing, and it's all on to Nitro. 3 seconds left, just wants to hold on to the AWP. Needs to at this point as well, given the money. He should get away with it. Stewie just running there. I think he was looking for, I'm not really sure. There's no utility down in that direction, so perhaps thought he was a little bit further out toward long.
Well, that's the first start on their long campaign to take us to overtime. Liquid give that one up, but they've got another 4 buy here. AK's out, 3 of those, and all for Nitro and Elige, of course, and a scoped rifle with the Krieg. His bread and butter right now. Apparently now flies as well on the CT side. That AUG was so effective. I've never seen anything like it. The fact that he could just look so comfortable with a weapon. We haven't really seen him use a ton. It's only really been Elige that's really adapted to the new rifles being brought into the meta. Timeout again. Stats there for you. One sticks out more than others. It's going to be Naf on 28, Nitro all fine behind on 21. Godzilla and Fur, quiet performances from them on 12 kills. Tarek 11, got 2 on the first map. Going to need him to step up here if they've got any chance of taking us to overtime. Still a possibility. They took the full eco with the objective of doing so. They can win this, it'll be an eco for Liquid. So another all-important round. We'll see what can be done. Fallen. No AWP in his hand. He'll be on the M4 once again.
Naf aggressive, waits on the railing. Could actually boost up one of his teammates. Stewie, speaking of, is going to do sort of the, I guess you'd call it a self-boost position, but holding against physics in the corner on the slide to force the commitment at Monster. Tarek even tries to sell that by going left side, so even when they look this way, they'll think they've cleared everyone on that position. If you play it toward the ramp instead, oftentimes you come to the conclusion that there might still be someone on the right, and someone can catch out that angle, but if there's someone there to pull you away from that thought, then it's even better. So that's exactly the design. So far, it hasn't needed to happen at 15-8. It's the first pick to MIBR.
It's Taka that goes down. The 3 players are long for Liquid here. Remember, no AWP on the A side, so they can have a little bit more freedom to get close to the bomb, so that smoke will just allow them to get right to the mouth of the bomb site here. Takes vision away from the CTs, might call for a rotation, but all 4 players for Liquid are on the A side of the map. This is no fake, they gotta commit with this. Fallen does damage to Elise through the smoke, a lot of it as well. Takes him down to 28 with that silenced M4. We'll have to reload at this point. Doesn't really have the bullets to work with here, but luckily still alive. Gets the dink, but not the kill, and it'll be Naf to give them the advantage, 4-on-3.
Boost in the corner, perhaps Tarek put Cold up high. Sent some shots today, no reason not to. Naf, though, does get Stewie. Turn this around yet again. It's now 4-on-2, and the boost being the only 2. They're not going to get much information from this. There's no reason for Liquid to peek. Cold's being a bit slow about this, considering he's got the only kit. They've got to get closer in. No one in the site directly, as he realizes now, and that makes problems worse because they're all out toward the bathroom. It means they're all potentially out toward long, and that means they're just going to peek when the bomb is a problem. So Cold has to go aggressive, be proactive, finds one. They know now that long also needs to be considered. Tarek wins out against Twist, but Nitro and Naf, they'll close out the series. It goes 16-8. Liquid dominate throughout.
I'm so excited for this grand final now. Liquid peaking this year, and this final game of the semis will see them actually look amazing there. 31 kills on Nafly, Nitro on 22. This is a team that can take Astralis to full distance in the best of 5 tomorrow. If they can maintain that level, that's the all-important factor. We need to see this same team turn up at the same level they play. They've got the advantage in sense. It's Astralis with all the pressure. They've never won a tournament in front of a home crowd. $1 million on the line as well. And Liquid looking to pick up their first Premier's trophy. And of course, the 100,000 to deny.
100,000 to deny, that's right. No matter what, the prize pool tomorrow has been increased. Only 20 rounds gained against Liquid in the playoffs. That is 4 maps. Astralis has been their problem, their nemesis in finals. They'll get another crack at it after winning in Malta. Maybe that's what they needed. The confidence has been increased. We'll see what Elige has to say with OJ Borg.
Thank you very much, Blonde Boncho. You quarters and semi-finals completely in control.
Yeah, we're playing really good. I think that we matched up both against Navi and MIBR really well. We just play good against those types of styles, so it's good for us.
You've made a lot of finals this year. It's been well talked about, the problems in not just finishing off those tournament wins. You won in Malta last week. Yes, it wasn't the biggest of tournaments. How much has that helped you mentally?
I think it helps a lot. Just being able to get over the hurdle and get a win just feels really good. I think Astralis is still going to be really hard. They just match up against us really well, but maybe we're going to do something different this time.
Are you going to change it up?
We're going to do something different because, like, the 9th time in a row, I mean, we kind of have to.
Well, it's going to be interesting. What's it going to be like playing here? I mean, you'll have heard them today. It's a very partisan home crowd. They've been a great crowd as well. But you're now going to feel the other side of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's never good to be on the other side of the crowd, but I just hope that we have a really good game.
Would there be satisfaction in stopping them winning $1 million?
It would feel so good, you know, and also just making sure that they don't get the gold bars, which I think that is so sick. So I don't want them to get it. I still want to be able to get it. We still got 4 more chances, or 3 more if we win this, so really hoping for it.
What will you do as a team tonight?
I think that, well, it's really late, so we're probably just going to get something to eat, and then we're going to just be well rested for tomorrow, make sure that we have enough prep in for Astralis. We already played them earlier in the tournament, so we already have the majority of stuff that we need to, but we're still going to do a little bit more.
I cannot wait for tomorrow. That matchup in here is going to be great. Let's get you to sign that camera there for me. Put your hands together for Elige and Liquid as well. They will be in the grand final tomorrow, and it's going to be some heck of a matchup. Cheers, man.
That's right, G2, Big, Navi, and now MIBR falling to the wayside when it came to standing up against Liquid. Only putting 10 rounds total across 2 maps really was kind of an undertaking.
Yeah, Naf was such a nuisance, right, in that series for MIBR. He was all over the place. What an absolute monstrous performance from him. But once again, it was a relatively slow approach from MIBR, right? The only time that they really got a chance to get into the game was when Stewie had the Deagle. He went hyper-aggressive in the toilets, was able to get 2 back-to-back kills. Then they did the quad boost. Then it was looking good. It was like, you could see this, oh, we have a game now, and NAF happened again.
Yeah, I mean, that 4-man boost was the kind of the initiator for MIBR. Then maybe Liquid was maybe started to maybe overextend a little bit too much. They were trying to show some aggression, and MIBR was able to punish that. But then, yeah, NAF's 4K clutch eventually just killed everything. It just killed the game.
And talking about killing the game, he actually did that via numbers. Well, I'm just going to read some stats out here for you real quick for NAFly across this entire series. 52 and 19 for a KD, right? Already outrageous. Let's talk about 119 ADR. So right away, this guy
42 rounds.
Is outstanding performance today.
That's in 42 rounds only. Obviously, the whitewash, it always helps in a 16-2 victory, right? Everybody's going to get theirs. But the fact that he was able to get 30 kills in the second map, just roaming everywhere, is insane.
And contributing to that scoreline, honestly. I mean, those rounds that he was managing to win were also ones that really impacted how those maps went. I mean, obviously, Liquid was ahead leaps in those both maps, in the big picture. But that could have swung had NAF not been able to contribute in the way that it did.
And also, if you're MIBR coming out of that 16-2 first game showing, it's a little rough, especially if you start to fast forward, you start to think into this next map, and you never really got the ball rolling whatsoever.
Yeah, they're going to be frustrated that they didn't feel like they would have gotten into this game. That's definitely, I think, going to be the sentiment from the camp, right? They didn't feel like they got a chance to play because it didn't look like it.
Yeah, and in some regards, there's only so much you can do, especially when it comes down to a 1v4 with NAF.
Yeah, and we actually have that on the telestrator, right? So let's paint the picture of this situation, because it was just a pistol upgrade round.
Yeah.
You know, it wasn't like a gun round and he has done this situation. We've got it right here on the telestrator. So let's just talk about this. Up here, if you look at the mini-map, you can see 3 players on the side of MIBR heading over towards the A bomb site. You've got Cold Zero, who's low on HP. He's just going to be chilling over here watching for pushes. The fact of the matter is, if we just highlight these screens right now, you can see Nafi has a flash in his hands. That is pivotal. Twist actually has an AK that he's coming through with. We'll do a boost. And right here, Nitro's just going to swing for information. So we can start playing this one out, and you can see what's going to happen. I really want you guys to, when this flash hits, just to notice how much impact it actually has. So jumping on up, the kill's going to go down. Twist is going to fall. We're going to pause it right here. You've just seen this flash get thrown. I'm going to zoom in on the map so we can actually get the clearest possible view here. I'm going to zoom right in. Watch what this flash does to the 3 players on the T side in this bomb site. Completely blind. One flash, completely blind. At that point, he's done the job. Now we can just zoom in on Naf, and you can just watch his POV as he's just now on 3 blind players, gets duels. 1, 2, and he jumps up, grabs the 3rd.
Yeah.
He's going to find himself now in a one-on-one situation, but as the clock whittles down, Cold Zero will be allowed to plant the bomb. But you can see this. He hears the bomb planting. He knows it's in the default position. We can play it out. He just sits and waits. He knows Cold either has to pivot back or pick a side. At that point, 50-50 chance, swings across, gets the kill, left on 21 points of health, no armor, 1 flash, and an AK that they picked up from a kill earlier in the round. That's insane.
And a dream. I mean, that's what you call when the stars align, right? I mean, they all get blinded at one flashbang, and he manages to then obviously, kind of by free clock also, to create those one-on-ones, right? I mean, the first one, okay, he wins that. The second one goes for the trade kill. The third guy was planning a bomb. I mean, he didn't really have a choice, did he? So he was just trying to make evasive action at that point in time. And then that one-on-one against Colzera, that's just great play from Naf. He was really, really being just patient.
And you wonder why MIBR are only able to string together 3 rounds across an entire half. It's plays like that that emerge that you really can't topple however you look at it.
No, there's not really any way you can quantify them either. You know, I mean, it just is what it is. I mean, Naf was feeling the game. He was just having one of those one-off type of situations where everything's just going his way.
Well, we got another gentleman down on the sidelines ready to be checked in with. It's going to be young Stewart, 2K. You might know him as Jackie Yip. He's over there with James Banks. Let's hear what he's got.
I'm joined here by MIBR's Stewie as they fall to Liquid in the semis, but it was still an impressive performance up until that stage. And the first thing I wanted to get into with you is just kind of where you guys are at as a team now, right? Because you've been doing so well in kind of rising up again. We're seeing MIBR get some success under there. But what do you think is now needed to make sure things like this don't happen again and you can push Liquid a little bit further or take the win?
I think we need to start raising our low point. I think our low point is really low, and once we get there, we play like a really bad team. It's like any team can beat us. Any team in the world can beat us, and we're not playing so great right now. We show up one day, and we're playing super well this whole tournament, and we show up today and not playing well at all. We don't have the chemistry going. You can tell our teamwork's not flowing, and it's not going too well, so it's just a bad day from us, I guess.
Now, you guys, when I see you like in the player lounge before game and stuff, you're still all together. I see you playing together, hanging. So from my side of things, together as a team, you look good in that side of it. But what happens? What's the difference when you get into the game?
I'm not too sure, to be honest. If I had to answer, I think our low point wouldn't be that low. Just individual responsibility, I guess, in terms of showing up and making sure you're 100% for the game. But I don't have too much to say about that.
Okay. Now, I know about Fur having got his issue with basically being deaf out of one ear, and that's why he's missing the next event. But how much is that affecting it? Because Counter-Strike, you've got to be able to hear, right? You've got to know what's coming up behind you. It's got to be so difficult for him.
Yeah, sometimes he has some issues with hearing footsteps and stuff, so we try to help him when we're spectating. We can tell when there's really clear sounds of footsteps. Sometimes he misses it, so I think it affects him a little bit, and I think after his surgery, hopefully he can return, and I think it's going to make a big difference in terms of his own play.
Especially with the communication side of things, I completely agree. But Stewie, I'm not going to keep you any longer. Thank you so much for the interview. MIBR may be out of the tournament now. It'll be Liquid going to face off against the Charlottes, but we know MIBR will be back, and we know everyone back home is still going to be cheering for them. So Stunner, back over to you, man.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Yes, Jake Yip rocking 27 and 36 on the series. Not the best, not the young Stewart that we know to be the smoke criminal, but all in all, he did touch on a pretty interesting point there, that if he had the answers as to why this isn't making sense, they probably wouldn't have that low of a low.
It's really hard to start digesting everything just straight from, they've just played the match. It'll take a little time for them to go through it and analyze it, and think about the things that went wrong. I mean, I think an element here is also that they're putting so much pressure on themselves to succeed and really kind of build out that legacy that the foundation of this team has built itself, so that they kind of just went crumbling and lost that track that they've had, because they've looked really poised, they played really good Counter-Strike, and this point they just didn't show up at all.
Well, the stats don't lie either, though. The numbers were there before this series came in, and their trading was pretty poor. That's a big team element. If people can push around the map and find space like NAF was, that's individualism, right? NAF was doing an entire half of, just making really good reads and really good plays of filling the game. But if your entire game plan and a lot of members on your team rely on that style of play, then you will have very high highs and very low lows, because you're not always going to be in the matrix, so to speak. You're going to need a backbone, a foundation, the fundamentals there, that if people aren't hitting their shots, if the aggressive players aren't finding information, that you can still hold bomb sites, that you can still, have executes, you can still have rounds that actually count.
Yes, and all the rounds going forward are going to be counting ever so sweet. We can take a look at our playoff bracket, because tomorrow the action continues, as I have delivered our grand finalists in Astralis and Team Liquid. Astralis, of course, has a much heavier weight on their shoulders, trying to really grasp this Intel Grand Slam in all its glory right here in the city of Odense. And for, I guess, at least everybody else, it kind of ends right there.
We haven't seen this matchup before, so this one's going to be unique. Or this will be the 9th time, I believe this will have happened this year. So the fact is, going toe-to-toe with the #1 team in the world who's shellacked you throughout the entirety of the year, if you get revenge on them now and another in the Grand Slam, that's pretty juicy.
That would be really, really juicy, considering just how one-sided it has been as an affair.
Yeah.
And you talk about juiciness. We're going to keep the juicy stuff rolling. We've got an awesome play of the day ready to go, and you would probably be surprised to learn that it's a NAF 4K. NAF definitely instrumental in the success here of Team Liquid today.
Yeah, this is what we would call a swing round, right? Because this broke the mentality. Sure, Liquid were looking hot, but this is when MIBR were back on the train. They were finding some rounds, they were finding some traction. It looked like things were starting to click, and then he pulls this one out of his back pocket with a scavenged AK.
And barely smiles.
Why would you smile after winning a 1v4 in a semi-final?
Exactly, one that's going to swing the whole game for you, right?
Someone once said emotion is weakness. I don't know that I agree with that.
As a Finn, I would agree with that, yes.
Have
you seen my CS players?
I have, yeah.
Emotionless.
Well, yeah, instead of seeing some Finns tomorrow, we're going to be seeing some scheduling, and that's exactly what we're going to take a look at. We do have a show match to start the day off, and then we're going to be finishing it off with a little bit of Astralis and Liquid, a derby to remember here, kicking off at live at 4 p.m. local time, and that will be a best-of-5 grand final. This is what we've been waiting for.
I guess it's only fitting, right? Because we've had this bout so many times, and at least they're recognizing the need to try something new, the need to try something different. I have a really good feeling we're going to see Nuke again, and I'm hoping we see it early, because that's one of the key pieces to toppling an Astralis.
Well, even the last time we got to see these teams square off, or even more recent matters, the veto is going to come down in a very crucial way there, I think.
I think the big picture is in this matchup that so far recently, and the first maps have been relatively close, but then it's kind of become more one-sided as the series has progressed. So yeah, for Liquid, you just want to make sure that the first map is not where you're exhaling everything, and then you have more to offer as it goes further, because it's a long journey, that best of 5.
Well, the journey is almost complete. We are almost done with this road to Odense. The road trip is almost over, and tomorrow it all culminates to one best-of-5 grand final between Liquid and Astralis squaring off in the city of Odense. We're going to be making it very much a reality. All the bells and whistles, all the stops are coming out, because tomorrow is going to be a day that you're going to want to be around. Jumping into it tomorrow is the grand final. Be here with us.
No guts, no glory. Not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win. You either got it or you don't. You either bought it or you won't. You either wanna give it everything or you wanna cry about a soul. I'ma say it from the jump. Mama ain't raised a chump. Mama raised me to persevere if I'm ever here in a slum. Nobody starts at the top. You do your part and you better buy. Working hard each and every day, even though some days it get hard to watch. But you gotta trust the process. Grind hard, don't you ever quit. It's a must, you see the progress. Gotta ball till you get a hit. They can never do what I can do, cause they on the same stuff. If you doubt me, then I'm coming to show them what I'm made of. Yeah, always showing your integrity. Yeah. If you want it, I'ma let them see. No guts, no glory. Not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win. No guts, no glory. Not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win.
Wake up, put the work in, that's the only way it's gonna work out. Hard work and dedication, no time for procrastination. Takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of heart mixed with motivation. On the days that you feeling down, look in the mirror for your inspiration. Like, woo, just notice, never stop, never quit. People wanna see you doing good, but never better than them. Gotta push yourself to the limits. You cannot lose if you are not in it. You gotta lose sometimes just to win it. Don't get discouraged, it's just the beginning. Yeah, turn up. Don't end up a Timmy Turner. Don't get caught up in the streets. Don't get caught up with a burner. Don't be a slow learner. Oh no, you only get one shot, one chance. Talking March Madness at the big dance. Talking big man on campus. Like
no guts, no glory. Not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win. No guts, no glory. Not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win. No guts, no glory. Not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy. It's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory. There's no need to go begin. I don't comprehend it, I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming is to win. You either got it or you don't. You either bought it or you won't. You either wanna give it everything or you wanna cry about a soul. I'ma say it from the jump. Mama ain't raised a chump. Mama raised me to persevere if I'm ever here in a slum. Cause nobody starts at the top. You do your part and you better buy. Working hard each and every day, even though some days it get hard to watch. But you gotta trust the process. Grind hard, don't you ever quit. It's a must, you see the progress. Gotta ball till you get a hit. They can never do what I can do, cause they on the same stuff. If you doubt me, then I'm coming to show them what I'm made of. Yeah, always showing your integrity. Yeah, if you want it, I'ma let them see. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, that's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go again. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win. No guts, no glory, not a part of my story. I'm going hard for that trophy, that's why they all been on me. No guts, no glory, there's no need to go again. I don't comprehend and I do not pretend, cause when I'm coming it's to win.
Wake up, put the work in, that's the only way it's gonna work out. Hard work and dedication, no time for procrastination. Takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, a lot of heart mixed with motivation. On the days that you feeling down, look in the mirror for your inspiration. Like, woo, just notice, never stop, never quit. People wanna see you doing good, but never better than them. Gotta push yourself to the limits. You cannot lose if you are not in it. You gotta lose sometimes just to win it. Don't get discouraged, it's just the beginning. Yeah, turn up. Don't end up a Timmy.